for others to step up.
Down a star player. As long as that continues to be the case, they'll have to find a way to compensate, like it or not.
The starters for the Memphis Grizzlies. They've got Rudy Gobert. Cunningham is out there with Ben Simmons. Then it's Chet Holmgren, and it's George in at the 3. And for the Thunder, we've got Edwards. Victor Wembanyama is out there with Williams. And it's the great one in at shooting guard. Grant, having played in the league, you must have a good idea of how these guys are feeling this deep into the year.
No, BA, it's hard to describe. There's such a physical drain on your body, and mentally, it might be even more difficult.
Here's the great one. Shot on the wing. Paul George pulls down the board. And so George will bring it up for the Grizzlies. Cunningham outside. Pass to Holmgren. Gobert finds Simmons. 5 on the clock. And here's Cunningham outside. It's good. And a beautiful setup from Simmons that time.
Wow, Cunningham dialing it up from three-point range.
Outside, Williams. Let's go with a 3. Gets the 3 ball to go.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now here's Cunningham. A go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
You talk about a high-variance team. The Grizzlies keep you guessing, Coach.
Yeah, they do. They're young, brash, a ton of talent, and at times they've seemed poised to take over the West, but it hasn't happened yet.
Williams misses. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Pass to Holmgren. Now here's Cunningham. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Mark Dagnall. I wondered what Coach has in store for PG tonight. Hopefully a low-scoring game, Coach joked, going on to say, we'll throw some aggressive defenses his way, but we also have to play him well when he's off the ball. It's a tricky assignment, so Coach is aware this is going to be a challenge for his team. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Here's the great one. You know, his impact on offense has been terrific, scoring just around 20 points a game. It's blocked by Gobert.
As intimidating a defensive presence as there is, Gobert could write a book on rim protection.
For 3, George. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. They traveled to Memphis last time they faced the Grizzlies. Came away with a win.
Dialing it in from range on the road is never easy to do, but they pulled it off and played a great game.
Yeah, great three-point shooting is so often what swings a game these days. When they're rolling from outside, they're tough to beat.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
They're capable of shooting 40% from deep for a season. Paul George is steady from downtown.
And so Mark Dagnall will call a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Oklahoma City. All right, now we have a moment. Here are the most efficient teams from range over the past month. The 4th spot held by Oklahoma City.
Well, look, they've been great over the last month from 3. That is so important for their offense. Making threes opens up the entire floor.
Now Edwards. Against Minnesota, he was really on his game. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
The Grizzlies have gone 2 for 5 here in the first. It's George on the wing. Cunningham up top. Back to George. Just 5 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot. The 3 from Holmgren. Edwards pulls it in.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
We've seen Anthony Edwards dramatically increase his rate of three-point attempts.
Yeah, Brian, while also increasing his percentage, it makes him that much more dangerous as a scorer. We know he can finish around the rim, and that creates a pick-your-poison situation for the defense.
Here's Holmgren following the 3 by Oklahoma City. Puts up a 3 for 3. George. That one misses. He's 1 for 3.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
1:33 left in the opening quarter. To the inside. Adebayo banked it in off the glass.
Well, Adebayo makes his living on the interior. He's so dangerous close to the bucket.
And so Tomas Isilo calls the timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now, that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
There's 1:17 left in the first quarter. Cunningham outside. Right side Simmons. Kicks it out to Holmgren. And the 3 off target. Thunder leading by 4. Pass to Adebayo. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Here's George. Holmgren outside. Here's Gobert. Clock at 6. There's Cunningham with a 3. Adebayo grabs the board. 29 seconds left now in the first quarter. Back to Edwards. To the left wing. Tries it from 19. And he tries it off the glass, but it's no good.
You can't play better defense than that, patrolling that mid-range area.
Cunningham with the ball. Over Williams. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. We'll be right back after this word. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And for the Thunder guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
So on the floor from Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Lauri Markkanen out there with Paul George. Then there's Cade Cunningham. Then there's Powell. And it's Ayton in at the center position, filling out the middle. And so it's Memphis with it, following the 3 by Oklahoma City. Cunningham up top. Releases. Oklahoma City grabs a miss.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards.
Well, Grant, you look up and down this Thunder roster. It is just loaded with winning players.
Yeah, B.A. Guys who are going to make the right play, defend their spot, move without the ball. I mean, they've built something special in OKC, piece by piece.
Grizzlies trail by 9. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Some nice ball movement by Memphis. And he's headed to the line for 2. He gets the whistle there. Well, few descriptions more glowing than saying a player is clutch. What, in your opinion, Grant, enables a player to be that way?
You know, B.A., it's about confidence and command.
Take a break.
When you're able to process and execute under the pressure, both internal and external, that's when you have a chance to be clutch.
And he knocks down the first one. And despite their historic regular season success, OKC still had their doubters around the league, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., and it was verging on disrespect if you ask me. But youth and inexperience counted against them. Now, they knew their true test would come in the playoffs, and they passed it with flying colors, taking home the championship.
That one's no good. Well, Stan, after last season, the Grizzlies brass, quite candid, they weren't close to being championship caliber.
Well, it's a brutal business, BA. You can have a ton of talent, but sometimes there are just certain teams that stand in your way.
So Tuomas Isalos decided to call time out here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Of the small forwards, here are the most locked-in shooters this past month. 5th best, Paul George.
And this group does a great job of staying in attack mode. I mean, you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of shooting percentage.
Yeah, as a wing, it can be hard to hit your shots at a high rate. I applaud this group for playing smart basketball.
Now here's Markkanen. No points so far. Here's Ayton, and Ayton with the stuff.
Well, the 7-footer Ayton, when he's this close to the basket, he's looking for the jam.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Back to you, Brian.
That's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Here's Cunningham, following the 3 by Oklahoma City. Back to Markkanen. Tipped. Porter with the steal. On the take. And then Porter with the dunk.
Well, looking slippery there off the drive. Porter Jr. takes advantage.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. Back to George. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They want to keep rolling here following a win against Minnesota.
Yeah, they were able to execute offensively in a hostile environment, which led to a lot of high percentage shots.
Well, and it's one thing to get the shots you want. It's another to make them. They've got good scorers on this team.
Here's Powell following the bucket by the Thunder. Cunningham left side. Back to George. Pass to Powell. Will it go? And Powell with the stuff.
Well, even at this stage in his career, Powell explodes off the floor. Big vertical.
Timeout.
In a lot of ways, Paul George has been the prototype of the modern swingman, Grant.
Yeah, 6'8", and with his versatile skill set, plug and play on any team. But health has been a challenge as of late. Now in his mid-30s, can he maintain that elite level?
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Ayton. Chet Holmgren comes in for Paul George. And Simmons is subbed in for Cade Cunningham. Porter looks it over. Outside, Williams. Pass to Adebayo. And stolen by Gobert. Down low. Porter against Powell. Markkanen for 3. They get it back. Kicks it out to Holmgren. Here's the 3. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by Holmgren.
Well, Markkanen keeps the defense off balance with the quick trigger.
Here's Porter. Williams on the wing. Sinks it from distance. Williams has got 6.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Simmons, the pass to Markkanen, tipped away. And a fast break now for the Thunder. Here's Porter, and then Porter with the dunk.
Well, you want your teams to run anytime they can. Porter Jr. doing a nice job in transition.
Williams against Holmgren. Some nice ball movement by Memphis. Shot clock at 6. Gobert with a screen on Porter. Markkanen for 3. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got 4 rebounds in the game.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Pass to Edwards. On the wing, Porter. It's guarded by Markkanen. Oklahoma City's got to hurry. They got to get up a shot. That shot wide open. 12 points for him.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Simmons, the pass to Markkanen. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
Here's Edwards. Oh, great D that time from Powell. The 3 is up. The shot no good. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break. Great team defense on Paul George. They're limiting what PG is doing out there. We'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. A clinic in execution so far, as it's been a dominant showing for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I've got to admit, even when these guys are covered, they make the shots.
Yeah, you like to say close out on the shooters, make them earn their points aside. But even if that were tried, I don't think it'll play out that way.
Okay, let's take a moment now to celebrate our Players of the Week. Guys, how about our Eastern Conference winner?
If you look at his production at the point guard position, balancing scoring and playmaking, just like my man Kenny back in the day.
Oh, you're too kind, big fella, too kind. Also nice just watching this guy ball out lightly.
Well, you're not that good. I just this game reminded me of one of your games.
That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Grizzlies trail by 16. They've got Bam Adebayo. He's out there with Victor Wembanyama. Williams is out there with Anthony Edwards. And it's the great one in at the point guard position. That's the group from Mark Daigneault starting the second half. Pass to Simmons. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 3 assists in the game.
Quick shooting from Simmons. Nice setup by his team on that catch and shoot.
Edwards, a pass to the great one. Money from the wing. And the Thunder lead by 15.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Out of bounds, the Thunder will take it. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for the Thunder. Earlier in the game, they led by 19. Lets it go. Edwards, no good.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Stan, a recent development in Anthony Edwards' game, his three-point shooting.
Yeah, Brian, he led the league in threes attempted last year and shot it at a good percentage, too. He's such a good driver. Taking lots of threes will open things up for him.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
Oklahoma City shooting their first foul shots of the night.
At the line for your Thunder, number 17, taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And he makes both free throws.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
And so Tomas Isalo calls a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
Looking now for some consistency. Just too many missed shots.
Yeah, right now, Coach needs to draw up his best play, get some points, and give this team some confidence.
Check out the Western Conference standings and see how they look here in December. You take a look at the Thunder. Right now, 6th in the conference. They want to keep improving. And, of course, the Grizzlies, they're 5 spots behind them.
I think for the Thunder, it's really no secret that they'd like to turn things around here soon. This team is just too talented to be in this position right now.
Yeah, many teams run into challenges, even the elite ones. They just need to recover and get their play back to where it was.
Now here's Simmons. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. 5 on the clock. Back to Holmgren for 3. George. Adebayo grabs the board.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
Edwards, a pass to Adebayo. Nice ball movement by Oklahoma City. The ball's knocked loose. Outside, Williams. Three-pointer off the mark.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Now here's Cunningham. Pass to George. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got 6 rebounds here tonight. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you, B.A. In an era of title or bust thinking, it's noteworthy that the grit and grind Grizzlies of the 2010s are properly celebrated. While they never made it past the Western Conference Finals, their physical style, built around Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, and Mike Conley, built a lasting legacy in Memphis. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Allie. And a second look at that rejection, taking no prisoners on defense there.
Let's see if that block can amp up this team. I mean, they're looking for anything to get themselves going.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. You know, most people don't know that Bam isn't Adebayo's real first name.
No, B.A., it's actually Edwards. When he was young, he was watching cartoons and flipped the coffee table over. After that, his mother started calling him Bam Bam, and it stuck.
And he makes a first.
I don't know any coach who wouldn't love to have a Bam Adebayo. His versatility and commitment to the game are just outstanding.
So he makes 1 of 2, and the second one misses. Grizzlies trail by 15. Here's Simmons. Cunningham outside. Pass to Holmgren. It's George on the wing. It's George on the wing. 4 on the clock. That's good from Simmons on the assist by George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. Oklahoma City leading by 13. And so Mark Daigneault will call a timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And a new group getting ready for Memphis. DeAndre Ayton, he's checked in for Gobert. Ware comes in for Chet Holmgren. Markkanen's checked in for George. And Norman Powell subbed in for Simmons. Pass to Porter. Now Edwards. Here's Wembanyama. He's covered by Ayton. Shot clock at 5.
I have no clue why he pulled up from there. At this point in the game, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, all right. That'd be an automatic benching if I was coaching. What was that?
Pass to Edwards. Nice ball movement by Oklahoma City. Outside Porter for 3. Good. The assist goes to Edwards. Porter's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, that's his game. Porter Jr. is a knockdown shooter off the catch.
Markkanen, the pass to Cunningham. Pass to Ware. Back to Cunningham. Markkanen for 3. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his 4th rebound in this one. Oh, great D that time from Powell. Markkanen against Edwards. Now here's Ware. To the paint. Here's Ayton. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. Wembanyama's got his 5th rebound in this one. Uses the glass on the layup. Wembanyama's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, this is what everyone wants to see Wembanyama doing. Dominating on the inside.
Markkanen outside. Beyond the arc. And again, it's Memphis missing.
He just can't find a consistent way to score, and this team could certainly use it.
Adebayo passes to Edwards. Right side Adebayo. Pass to Edwards. It's Edwards on the wing. Over Powell. And Edwards the bucket on the assist from Adebayo. And the Thunder lead by 20.
Oh my, you have to respect the aggressiveness he plays with. Ooh.
To stop the run, Oklahoma City grabs a miss.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Wembanyama down low. And the bucket is good. Wembanyama's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead.
Oh, did he? He did! He got it to fall!
Oh, what a miraculous shot. He's going to remember that one.
Well, that's an energizer boost heading into the next quarter. You know he's got to be fired up.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder out in front by 19 going into the break. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. And don't go far. We'll be right back. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. We've got Cade Cunningham, George out there with Holmgren. Then it's Ben Simmons, and it's Gobert in at the center position. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play. And that sends Jalen Williams to the line. It's going to go on Paul George. All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Thunder?
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
Also, they were ultra consistent from outside, hitting a high percentage of those shots tonight.
And looking at Jalen Williams, is there a part of his game you like best, Grant?
You know, it's tough to pick just one, B.A. He's such an all-around player. He can guard point guards, post players, you name it, and can score from anywhere on the court.
Now here's Holmgren. Up top, George. Back to Cunningham. And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That's his first foul. And for most NBA teams, the draft is the best path to acquiring an NBA superstar. But it's not enough to get that high pick. You've got to get that one right, Stan.
Absolutely, B.A. And look, some of them are easy. Some of the top picks just stand out, and they're really, really easy. But some of them are very, very difficult, and especially as you move down even to the third, fourth, fifth, sixth picks. And the guys that hit on those are the guys that end up with the stars.
Simmons, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside, Williams. Jacks up a three. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And the Grizzlies shooting just 31% in today's game. Not great. Simmons, the pass to Holmgren. Some nice ball movement by Memphis. Three-pointer. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got his fifth assist in this one. And we've got a timeout called by Mark Dagnall, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Outside Adebayo, pass to Williams. 6 to shoot. Fires in the triple. Williams has got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, that's now his third triple of the game, first here in this second half.
And here's Cunningham, guarded by Edwards. Cunningham passes to Holmgren. Kicks it out to Cunningham. From deep, here's Simmons. And another three from Memphis.
A guy who tends to play within himself, Simmons takes shots he really feels he can make.
Outside, Williams. And stolen by Simmons. And now the Grizzlies on the run. George passes to Simmons. And stolen by Williams. Here's the great one. Simmons defending. And he gets the bucket. And the Thunder lead by 21.
They've been a little soft with their defense on the interior.
And we will have a timeout called by Tuomas Isalo. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan.
To the floor, it's the goaltender. Give him a hand, fans. To the floor, it's the goaltender.
Got a piece of it, and stolen by Williams. By himself, and Williams punches it home.
And the quickness in transition. I mean, I like watching Williams convert in these situations.
Holmgren outside. Back to Simmons. Pass to George. Over to the left wing. Holmgren outside. Now here's Cunningham. Guarded by Edwards. 4 on the clock. From deep, here's Simmons. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 3rd assist of the night. Outside Edwards. Here's the great one. Simmons defending. Williams from long range. Drains the triple. Williams has got 11 points in the quarter.
Well, you got to be able to shoot fast in the league. So it's nice to see Williams doesn't need a lot of setup time.
17-foot shot on the way. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Williams looking around. Here's the great one. Simmons defending. And stolen by Gobert. Inside. And the big finish by Holmgren.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Now here's Edwards. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. It's going to go on Ben Simmons. And they say that leadership starts at the top, Stan. How does great ownership and the front office permeate an organization?
Well, you're absolutely right, B.A. Leadership starts at the top. And the best owners in this league go out and get great people, and then they empower them. They don't micromanage. They get people to work and use their expertise to build the organization.
He's off on the second. The Grizzlies have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the 4th.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Thunder.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And for the year, this will give them win number 17.
And they have to feel pretty good about themselves, taking the first 2 games of the season between these teams.
And we get spoiled sometimes, but we should take a second to appreciate what a sensational performance this has been for Jalen Williams.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Here's the great one. Left side, Edwards. Williams on the wing. Nice ball movement by Oklahoma City. Here's George. Out to the right wing. Gobert finds Simmons. Cunningham on the wing. And so Oklahoma City takes this one, and by a big margin. We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Jalen Williams.